Hi there, and welcome to Hearthside. My name is Michelle. I am the author on this blog, and this is just the accessible copy for my most recent post entitled Modern Heathenry and Airing Our Dirty Laundry on the Internet. So basically, the point of this post is we have different disagreements with other heathens, and that's a normal part of any sort of relationship in any community. But the problem that we have, and not just in heathenry, but I've definitely seen it a lot in heathenry lately, is that when we get upset about issues within our close-knit communities, that we air our grievances online, and then it becomes the problem of people who it really does not concern. And just because you disagree with someone doesn't mean that they're a bad person necessarily, and that what I'm seeing happen is because you disagree with someone, then you say bad things about them online, and that ruins their reputation for within the broader community. Ideally, this is something where you would try to solve it offline within your group. But I realize that sometimes a difference of opinion is enough that a couple of individuals, or even more than that, within groups might split ways and continue their own practice in those smaller groups or in different groups. But I don't think that it should be the business of anybody else, and I don't think that people should be saying things about each other online that could then get in the way of that other person finding a new community who is perhaps a better fit for them. So yeah, that's mainly what my concern is. And also, things that you disagree about now, you might change your mind on in the future. You might not see yourself doing that, but if you look down the road in 10 years or so, you might find that your opinion on something changes. And the example that I was using, for example, was the Loki bans that have happened in a lot of our community, and how that seems to be changing most recently. And those were the things that, like 10 years ago, were breaking communities apart. It seems like people act quite reactionary on social media, especially, and in different online communities, and that they're not really sifting through their emotions and their anger and being rational when they post things. They just sort of do it as a way of venting, and that can be quite harmful, even if it wasn't intended to be that way. So we need to be a bit more intentional within our community, because that's hurting people that, even if we disagree with them, we maybe didn't want to hurt. So I think in the future we want to become more inclusive, we want to become more accessible, and that we're making leaps and bounds towards that, and that there's been a lot of great conversations in the broader heathen community on really heavy issues lately. So I'm hoping that we're getting to a point where we're moving past that and seeing that kind of behavior is not benefiting our communities, and that we can work together more productively and disagree more productively. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Basically, don't do things you wouldn't want done to you. And that pretty much sums up what this post was about. So I will see you next time.